Welcome to Bartelle's Money Talk, your go-to podcast for financial empowerment and insight. Let's dive in.
Anthony, I would like for you to share with us exactly what were your financial struggles that led you to empower others?
My financial struggle was pretty much growing up in Baltimore, where my mom didn't have a lot going on. She was working three jobs. So, coming home without her being there and just seeing my siblings there as the oldest of the three, um, just really having that understanding like, hey, money isn't, it's there, but I didn't feel like we were poor at the same time. And so my mom did the best that she could during that time frame, managing us, and then also finding time to have a relationship and get married to bring in two other kids in that process. So having a household of seven people, and trying to make the dollar stretch, and everybody's trying to do their own thing. And that's one of the reasons why I was even holding off, even trying to become an entrepreneur, was because her husband at the time try to do like a limousine business, and it was a strain on the family because he was trying to do this at night, work during the day, and trying to push out market and everything like that. It was just a lot to deal with. So growing up in that particular household and just trying to see my mom really try to make this work kind of got me to understand like money really makes life a little bit easier if you can manage it, but also what is your mindset behind it and what is your why? Because these platforms that our parents set for us is pretty much what they can do with the education that they had and with the knowledge that they can maintain. And us as their children is to kind of take that platform and take it to another level. So that's one of the things that I hope actually impact others when it comes to understanding the finances and really getting to know who you are as a person. Are you really taking your family to the next level? And you never know. It just could be you. Just got to try it.
Right, right.
I like that. Well, audience, welcome to Bartelle's Money Talk. I'm Johnny.
And I am Teresa. Now, Anthony, with that wonderful, beautiful
Mm.
explanation, can you tell the listeners exactly who you are?
Yeah. I am Anthony Weaver. I'm the host of the About That Wallet podcast, where I help the sandwich generation build strong financial habits. I mostly focus on making money conversations simple, clear, and most importantly, doable. Because I want you to have that confidence with your money so that you can talk about your money, spend your money, and actually enjoy your money.
Okay, good.
I like that. That's nice. I like to enjoy money.
Yeah.
Look, all of us really
like,
do.
Right. Like shifted in your
so,
seat a little bit. Yeah, let's talk about
I
it.
Right.
like to enjoy money. So Anthony, I know one of your things is budgeting, right?
Yes.
So can we talk a little bit about that? What is a budget for somebody who don't really know? What is a budget?
Yeah, so let's take the word budget and modify it just a little bit and call it a spending plan because
Right?
a lot of us know how to make money. Like
Mm-hmm.
hands down, if you got somebody on the street, they can make some money. The
That's
Mm-hmm.
right.
problem is what we're going to do with the money. Now
Mm-hmm.
that's what we need to figure out. How are we going to spend this money now that we got it? So I want you to think about your budget as a way to really give each dollar a name so that it have a place to go and grow. And whether or not it's a grow in the sense of it's making more money, making more friends, or is it helping you to financially find your peace? Like, I'm not sure if y'all
Mhm.
know, but peace is expensive. I don't care what you say.
You need to say that again.
Well,
Say it a little
well,
louder. What did you say about peace?
I
It's
said
what?
peace is expensive. Okay.
Yes, it
Like,
is. All right, keep it going.
mm.
because that is one thing that people always leave out in the ROI or return on investment of anything.
hmm
Like you can't tell me I've seen people sell a house. I've seen people get rid of their kids, get rid of the car. It's like, I'm done. Like I need some
Mm-hmm.
peace.
Mm-hmm.
It's nothing like it. And having that moment just to kind of spend the little extra dollar to kind of treat yourself, to have
Mm.
that peace, that moment of time to kind of
Mm-hmm.
reflect on how far you've come. That's what the budget allows you to do. it allows you to kind of take a piece or a step forward into the vision that you have for yourself and even your family. Y'all can go out on, just walk
Mm-hmm.
right around town, look at houses. That's free things you can do. But your
Oh,
budget allowed
yes.
to
Mm-hmm.
put that gas in that car so you can go out there and waste the gas and go around and around. It's not really a
Mm-hmm.
waste. It could be a return on investment depending on how you look at it. So
Mm-hmm.
And why do you think people should have a budget?
I think people should have it mostly because it's one of the things that people overlook.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you always say like a profit and loss statement. That's what business talk. Every
Uh-huh.
business has to
Mm-hmm.
have a profit and loss statement.
Yep.
You actually should have a profit and loss statement. If these corporations are having it, you should have one for
Mm-hmm.
yourself. So that's my quick answer, quick and dirty for that one.
Okay.
So there's always some misconceptions tied to everything, right? So what do you think some misconceptions are that people have when it comes to, I'm using your word, spending plan?
Uh, well, let's think about it this way. It's like 31% of Americans feel that the loved ones owe them money. So if you already
Oh,
feel like
yes.
somebody owe you some money,
Ah,
you need to figure out, okay, well, this spending plan needs to work because
Mm-hmm.
this person owed me money. And I'm sure y'all
Mm-hmm.
probably heard this. Oh, if I owe you some money, that means that you never broke. Come on.
Yes.
yep.
Come on now.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
Yeah.
But yes, I
yeah.
am because you didn't give it back to me yet.
Right. And I'm not a CPA, but I think there's also a line item where they can kind of wash that off on their taxes and so forth. That's a whole nother thing. I'm not a tax professional. Please make sure you
Mm-hmm.
talk to your tax professional about that one.
Mm-hmm.
But having an understanding that this is pretty much the catalyst of where you need to go, you just gotta have it.
Okay, so we have some listeners who've never thought about doing a budget. You've explained what a budget is. You've also stated why we should have a budget. How should someone get started with their budget? What do they need to do? What do they need to have
Mm.
in place?
That is a great question. So the number one thing that they need to have in place is start thinking about their mindset before they even
Hmm,
write down
I like that.
Oh.
numbers. They need to start thinking about what they want in their future. You need to start thinking of, if you have kids, where do you want to be in the next 3 to 5 years? I'm gonna say
Mm.
3 to 5 because taxes change every year, and
Mm-hmm.
also most people change jobs every 2 to 3 years if they want
Mm-hmm.
to keep up with inflation and so forth. So, what do you want your life to be? And then once you have that set, that's when you can start setting your boundaries. You want to start setting your financial boundaries around that. And what I mean by that is like you got to tell people like, hey, this is my spending limit for birthdays, holidays,
Mm-hmm.
Christmases,
Mm,
whatever you got going on. I don't care if it's your wedding day.
yes.
Like I only got $20. Like this is all you get, right? So
Uh,
just setting those boundaries which go along with the budgeting on the spending plan, because you got goals to hit. And these obligations that you're trying to put on yourself because you want to be, out there with your friends and out there with your family. And some people got big families and like, look,
Oh yeah.
we just can't do this all the time. And you need to actually have that. The third thing you need to do is actually communicate it. Communicate what your budget or what your spending plan is and be like, hey, this is where I need to take my family. This is what I'm willing to let go of my budget, or this is what
Mm-hmm.
I've budgeted in my spending plan. And then once they communicate it, now you actually start have to take action. Taking that action of really keeping 10 toes down on it and really harp on it, because there's going to be a lot of people keep asking you and trying to break you down.
Mm-hmm.
No is a complete answer. Remember that.
It's a hard answer. Oh, especially for
Ah,
us women, it's a hard answer, but sometimes you got to say no if you're trying to reach the mountaintop. You don't have a choice but to say no.
hmm,
Yes.
it's not a bad word either. No, it sounds like a bad word, but it's not. So Anthony, now we know one of the things when you're dealing with anything, right? There's always some type of like emotions or something that's tied to, especially when you're spending. So, could you talk a little bit about how your emotions impact your spending and budgeting habits?
Oh yeah. I could tell you that. You don't know how much
That's a
money.
lot, right?
Yeah, how much time y'all got? So like,
We got enough for that
We got
because
enough
they
for
need
that.
to hear
Yeah,
it.
they need to
right.
hear this. Break it
All right. Well,
down.
I'm gonna try to keep it short. One of the things is that emotions is everything. When you think really, the numbers don't lie. So we just go with that. We know that hey, if you owe $80, just spend the $80. You know you owe it. Pay
Mhm,
it. You need to keep your emotions out of it a lot of times, but the way to do that is actually set up those boundaries early on. Because you already set up those boundaries, now you already have everything simple, it's written down, and it's something that everybody can follow and see. Because you
mhm,
have it so simple and it's already out there, you don't have to constantly repeat yourself. And even if you
mhm.
do, sometimes you just got to cut them out. Like, you know what I'm saying? You're not
Right.
listening anymore. Like, you just got to
Mhm,
cut
Hmm.
family out. You got to cut friends out. You got to be brutal.
mhm,
And if it got to be a bloodbath just to kind of keep you green and keep your sanity,
mhm,
like I said,
mhm.
peace is expensive. This might have
Yes.
to be one of those moments where you might have to even just uproot your whole family to leave because it's just
Ooh.
too much going on for you to kind of reach the life and the mentality and to really focus on this because your mental health and um, your psyche is very important when it comes to budgeting because some people break down from psychological warfare with each other or their spouse or because
Mhm.
of tensions of the step family or like the mother-in-law the father-in-law kind of coming into the
Uh-huh.
relationship and
Hmm.
it's like can I breathe a little bit like yo I just got $100 like I'm not
Right.
going out to their party even though
Mhm,
they have it every year. I'm just not going this
mhm,
time. And then it's
mhm.
tensions flare up because it's like, oh, you don't always want to come out and hang out. Like I said,
Pressure.
it's a whole nother
Mhm.
topic. But the thing about it, you have to keep your emotions in check when you're coming through this process.
Right, and that makes sense. And Anthony, what I've learned too, dealing with money and dealing with people, a lot of people do not want to do a budget because they feel like they're going to be restricted. But what we've learned is
Hmm.
having a budget, it actually gives you freedom to spend. So because you are an expert in this area in budgeting, can you explain to people how and why a budget actually gives you freedom to spend?
Ooh. Well, one, you already told it where to go because
Mm.
Got
say
it.
you
Ding. Yeah,
you already have
that's
everything laid out. You already got like I
Mhm.
said,
yes.
I mean everything goes back to the beginning, which is your boundaries are set. You got this locked
Mhm.
in. And so like say, hey, you got a line item in your budget to say, hey, this
Mhm.
is the fun money. This is my spending money.
Mhm.
Then use that. My mom actually does this. She actually has a fun fund where she actually puts in like $50. Her and her husband, she got a new one. So her and her husband apparently actually put in money every paycheck. So then each year there's like, hey, we going out to Australia. I'm like, y'all got Australia money? I thought we were supposed to have McDonald's money. Y'all got Australia money? So they was like, this is what we do. And I was like, that is awesome for you, mom. Like,
Mhm.
this is what we want for you to kind of go ahead on and enjoy yourself because you have that line item.
You're listening to another episode of Bartelle's Money Talk. We'll be right back after a quick word from our sponsors. Take charge of your financial future with Bartelle's Financial Coaching, led by Teresa Bartelle. We offer personalized guidance to overcome debt and achieve financial peace. Our results-oriented approach provides actionable strategies for lasting change, no matter your background. We welcome you to schedule a free consultation today at 830-252-0320. Start your journey towards a brighter financial future today.
Now, there's a rule that I like. If those of you who are looking to trying to figure out, okay, what percentages I should do for my budget, I'm not sure if y'all
Mhm.
going to go
Yeah.
that level.
Oh
No,
yeah.
Um,
let's
Oh
go.
yeah. Let's yeah. Go ahead.
okay.
Go ahead.
So I like the 50-30-10-10 rule. So the 50% is pretty much going to everything that you need. 30% is going to your wants, 10% is investments, and then 10% is also for your savings. So that's how I
Mm.
like that particular budget. There's always so many other ones out there, but I do like that one because it's going a little bit granular about what you want to
Mhm.
do with that extra 20%. Because that 10% could be that investment into yourself, meaning like you're going to read a book, you're going to go out to
Mhm.
conferences. I'm so mad that we crossed each other and didn't get a chance to sit down and
I know.
talk. But
See?
We'll talk in
Oh,
California.
yes, we will.
oh
Oh,
yeah,
yes. We make it a point.
Yes.
yes, and make it that priority. And so having those dollars available allows you to have that freedom so that you can really enjoy your peace of mind. And going back to peace being expensive, I'm sure you'll
Mm,
go
Mhm.
over that 20% budget to get some peace. So,
Oh
mm,
yeah, you will. And because he said category,
Go ahead.
so back in the day, I thought I was budgeting because I was writing everything down on paper, paying whatever, whatever is left is what we had to spend, which
Mm-hmm.
was not really budgeting.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you recommend if someone is just getting started with a budget, should they use an app? Should they use paper and pen? What do you
I
recommend?
am I am a component in favor of paper and pen.
Oh,
That's ooh.
Get a calendar, get Excel, just say like, hey, get the month laid out. I'll
mm-hmm,
put everything out there. There's even a
mm-hmm,
company that's call it the Big A, bleep that out, calendar. It got the whole year laid out. You can go on and write
oh,
down where all your bills, everything's due in the whole year, so you can actually see for a whole year when bills are due, your cycles of your finances, because
mm-hmm,
we all know
mm-hmm,
you got your car insurance, which is every 6 months. Actually, you save
mm-hmm,
money doing it that way.
mm-hmm,
Mm-hmm.
You got your annual for like Amazon, and you're like, man, this
mm-hmm.
Amazon came out this month. I didn't even realize that. Like,
Mm.
so
Right.
you're not forgetting when your bills are due, and having that visual help you prepare for that. I think that's called the 5 P's. Proper preparedness prevents poor planning. So you want to make sure you have that.
Mm.
Can you say that again?
Yeah. Proper preparation prevents poor planning.
Okay. I like that. And then
Mm.
since we're talking about the
Go,
poor planning,
go ahead. Go ahead.
but I can tell he burning. Go ahead. I can remember.
No, no, no. Go ahead. Because I
So,
want you to keep rolling with you. You got something on your brain.
okay. So, Anthony, it's very important that we speak about legacy planning,
Oh, yes.
especially in our African American culture.
Yes.
Like we love everybody, but in our communities, we suffer with planning for legacy because we live paycheck to paycheck. We live on debt,
Hmm.
and we live beyond our means. But I just want you to speak to the listeners about how important it is to legacy plan.
Yes. So the reason why this all depends on what do you plan on doing with your money, and what do you plan on doing while you're alive today, and also what do you
Mm,
Mm-hmm.
plan on doing with your health today, because that kind of determines on how you want to play this out. We can just
mhm,
go, like you said, having the feelings in there, which is there's a great book called Die with Zero, where he talks about having two different buckets of your life.
mm,
So either you can actually live your life today
mhm,
and do the things that you are physically able to do, and knock those out. Then you
mhm,
have your bucket list, which you can do anytime at any age. So those are two different lists that you can actually start looking into. Highly recommend the book. Great book to read. But on top of that, when it comes to the legacy side of the house, you need to think about what financial strategies are available for you. There are, I think it's a UTMA that you can actually do as a custodian for your child. So, say
mhm,
like your core family, you can even do this for your nieces and nephews as well, where or even your grandchildren, you just need their social from the parents or whatever. Create them
mhm,
a custodial account and start putting money into them that way. Now, there's also another option, another strategy on top of that is that you can actually have a family trust, and everybody has a life policy, whether it's whole life, term life, whatever, IUL, whatever
mhm,
your family decides to do, whatever financial strategies that you guys have, they can all go back to the trust. When somebody passes away, it can go to the trust. The trust can actually invest inside dividend. I'll say ETFs, so that
Mhm.
you can constantly having money grow on top of that, and then have a distribution out to everybody. Say like $2,000 a month for every person that's part of this trust that's a living, and then they
Mhm.
can continue on to kind of go down each, I guess you should say, each generation from that point on,
Mhm.
because you all know that these life policies are actually funding the trust, and then they talk about a true trust fund baby. You can have that. You can talk about housing and so forth. That's also can be tied up to that as well. But let's think about it. Like sometimes housing is just too much to maintain. Most people want to travel,
Mhm.
go and get an
Mhm.
apartment
Mhm.
or something like that, and then these HOA
Mhm.
Mhm.
fees, and hopefully they get rid of those. But that's another story.
So
But
it is.
right, but the trust I think is the most is the best way that I've say that I've seen that
Mhm.
has been helpful for a lot of people in their process to trying to build that legacy in this
Okay.
process.
All right. I love
Mm.
that. All
Yeah,
right.
yeah. Legacy. Legacy is important because a lot of times people don't think about legacy and they wind up not having one at the end of their life. So that's very important. So, Anthony, so I'm gonna have to hop back a little bit, honey. 'Cause
Okay.
that was a very important question, that legacy question. But I'm gonna hop back to ask you this question because I think the listeners need to hear this. And this is my question for you. There's a lot of people out there that want a budget, but when they start the budget, they don't do it consistently. What would you say to those people that don't they want they know budget is important, but they started and about 3 4 months in they say, "Oh, well, I can't budget no more," and then they
Um,
quit.
yeah, that the quick answer to that one is that their why is not strong enough. That's the
Oh.
short answer. The
Wow.
long answer is that there's so many different variables in there. They could actually have some financial trauma that's going on
Mhm.
that is causing them to constantly kind of go back into that mindset of that scarcity mindset of like, hey, who am I to kind of be out here? Why should I be the one that actually break the mold of the family? And also their environment could be like, attacking them, trying to say like, hey,
Mhm.
who you think you are? You better than the rest of us, and you doing this and
Right.
doing that.
Mm.
And or they constantly having those hands out from the rest of the family, be like, hey, oh, we saw on social media that you went here with your family. Oh, can I get like $200? Like, no. Like, go back to
That.
setting those boundaries. So, like, I took my family out because I budgeted, I put the money
Mhm.
along the side, and because they start feeling bad about themselves because they want to support their family is very important for the budget, especially in the black and brown community. We
Mhm.
constantly want to keep giving back. I think called like the family tax or the black tax, how we used to call it.
Mhm.
Mm.
I've heard
Mm.
that.
Um,
Mhm.
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 so everybody got their hand out, and that's one of the things. So, and that's one of the things. So I actually wrote down like a whole list of if this then that questions, or I guess you could say statements to kind of help out with this. So thank you for bringing that up. So here we go. I'm just probably like five or six of them. Is that okay?
Go ahead.
Oh
Yeah,
yes.
absolutely.
Okay. So if you're footing the bill, you need to speak up and suggest splitting it. If your savings keep disappearing, you need to cap how much you give, going back to like giving back to everybody.
Mhm.
If you're co-signing and just to keep the
Run.
peace,
Oh.
right? You need to protect your credit first.
Mhm.
Put your mask on first.
Mhm.
If you're feeling resentful after helping, you need to practice saying no without guilt. If you're dodging calls, you need a ready made line like, I can't right now. Yeah,
Mhm.
Mm.
that's why I'm going to leave that right there because, the phone calls be like,
Mm.
nah, do not disturb for this one.
I know. Click.
Right. Yeah.
I know what you want. No.
Yeah, they just don't
Hmm.
answer. Well, Anthony, we love to have our guests give one, two, or three nuggets. What would you like to leave with the listeners that you think that would help them in their finances and with budgeting? Like 2 or 3, whatever. If you only have one nugget that you can leave, we'll take that.
When I will say number one is that you need to have a big vision, have a big
Mm,
audacity vision, because that really helps determine on your path to wealth or your path to peace, your
mm-hmm,
path to really changing the dynamic of your life and your family. Now, most
mm-hmm.
people have kids and they in the neighborhoods and they just feel like they're not in a great neighborhood. The way how I even got out of the feeling like I'm in a neighborhood was reading. That kind of is your escape code. Changing your environment by changing the books that you read. What are you actually consuming? Actually, helps you determine on what you want to get into. If you say like, "Hey, I want to really learn about different types of cheeses," then go learn
Mm-hmm.
the different types of cheeses.
Right.
Because I could tell you this as an educator, when I was teaching third grade, you can tell when the parents actually spend time with them about different things in the world versus, hey, you just need to study this to kind of pass the grade. Because when I showed up a picture of a
Mm.
Rottweiler, everybody just say, oh, that's a dog. One kid was like, oh, that's a Rottweiler. Like, that can and actually helps out with the language that's being taught in the home, because they actually be
Wow.
exposing their children to the different types of breeds of dogs or the different types of cheeses or different types of bread. I've been like connoisseur, like as I'm getting older, I'm like, "Ooh, let me try out this particular cheese." And I was just actually in the store. I was like, Havarti versus cheddar versus this
Mm-hmm,
smoked apple cheese. Like, I'm learning all this stuff because I need to do this for wine pairings. And so I'm learning different wines, like to
mm-hmm.
try to really expand your mind around the different niche and really be well rounded. This world is too big
Oh, it
to
is.
really
It
be
is.
stuck in one thing. So,
Love that. Okay.
Mm. Okay. So, Anthony, who who do you think need to find you? If they need to reach out to you, who do you think who needs to find you?
oh, anybody that's in the sandwich generation. So, the people that need to find me are the people with kids and or they are caretakers for their parents. It's the right are the people that are looking for me.
Okay. And what is the best way they can find you, busy guy?
Ah, the best place you can find me is aboutthatwallet.com, or you can
That wallet.
search for me at About That Wallet on any social media platform. I'm most active on Instagram, so shoot me a DM just to say hi, hey, we enjoyed the show. And if you're listening on Spotify, leave a comment on this particular episode. I mean, I'll actually
Absolutely.
come back and check it out periodically just to kind of reply to your reply.
Okay. Thank you.
Nice. I like it.
I
All
do
right.
too.
All right, audience. Well, listen, this is Mr. Anthony. He is full of knowledge. We would ask that you, if you need him, reach out to him, because he can be very helpful to you, especially when it comes to budgeting and he's the man. So reach out to him.
And
And
no, go.
if you like the content, please like, share, and subscribe, and leave a comment, and we will definitely get back to you on any comment that you leave. So thank you very much.
And Mr. Anthony Weaver, I would like to say thank you so much for joining us. It has truly been a pleasure. And for any of you who do not know, this is the man. He is a big guy. Reach out to him if you need help with budgeting. We're going to be entering
Yes.
2026, and it would be a good idea to start now. And he is an expert in this area.
Mm-hmm.
So, Anthony, thank you so much for joining us, and we look forward to having you again.
Thank y'all so much for having me on. This has been a pleasure.
You're
Yes.
welcome.
Thank you. That's all for today's episode of Bartelle's Money Talk. We hope you found our discussion insightful and empowering.
If you want to stay connected and access more tips and resources, don't forget to subscribe to Bartell's Money Talk on your preferred podcast platform.
And please consider leaving us a review. Your feedback helps us improve and reach more listeners like you.
For even more financial guidance and exclusive content, visit our website at bartellscoaching.com.
Until next time, remember, the journey to financial freedom is within reach.
I'm Teresa.
And I'm Johnny Bartelle, signing off.
Take care, and here's to your financial success.